What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, von Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Ah, too funny. Very well done. This up here, for the record, all the way from the front to the back is a party. That's what we've learned today. Welcome into the Wednesday edition of your show. Hope you had a great Wednesday and are putting the finishing touches on the work portion so you can enjoy the non-work portion, which is what we're all about around here, giving you that finish line to the work day each and every weekday, as we are the only show going live 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, originating out of Saskatoon that we know of. And boy, oh boy, we're proud to say that because we say it all the time. If you're doing something different, that's how you get noticed. I am your host, Gary. And again, I welcome you in, as none of this stuff exists without you. So grateful, so thankful always to be able to check in with you each and every weekday here. It truly means a lot. And to prove that we care, we pay you through a camera. This camera, ladies and gentlemen, the reason most people come around, the cutest camera on the internet. Say hello to the Maggie Cam. Oh. Look at that. Good girl, Marge. That's a good spot for you right there. No, look at the camera, not over here. The other way. She'll get there. The Maggie Cam, as always, very proudly presented to you by our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. They are Margaret's favorite pet store in the history of pet stores. Not just because her boyfriend Leroy works there. He's their greeting dog that greets you at the door. He's got a bed right beside it. He walks up to the till. You say hi to Rochelle or Mike, and they will continue to walk you through the greatest experience you'll ever have inside a pet store. Whether you're just there to check out the spa. They got a puppy spa right in the back. The most convenient, amazing puppy spa in the world right there. Okay, you bring your pup in, pop them into the basin, and they got a little harness on there. Then it's soap time, it's rinse time, it is blow drying time. All of it there for you. They also have all the raw foods your heart desires if you're looking to change your pet's diet. Right in the back there as well. They got a bunch of fridges full of them. And then if you keep walking around, you'll see all the different beds and crates that they have, which are right beside all the dry foods in the world. They're also right there. Then they got 2 or 3 walls full of toys and a couple aisles as well full of toys for your pets. They got all the treats. I said treats. Treats. Maggie.
Got my attention
over there, yeah. She loves the treats there. They got buckets strewn full all over the place. And they don't yell at you either if your puppy gets a little excited and treats themselves to a little taste test. I like to compare it to grandma shopping in the supermarket and testing the grapes out. Bless you. Good girl. It's so cute. Bless you again.
Come on.
I told you, anytime you're licking, she's always licking and she's always sneezing. It never fails. The treats are all there, okay? And big, small, they got local stuff. Whatever you need to keep your animal doing good, they got you. They got the buckle-up collars and leashes. They got all the tools you need to leash your animal. They have medicines and everything else. And if by chance they don't have something, they'll order it for you because they are those kind of people. We love to promote good businesses, local businesses, and good people, and they knock all of those off the checklist. So if you're looking for a local pet store run by really, really good people, we got it for you. It's right here. Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. Is she going to go for another? Hey, you're not eating something, are you? Hey, what are you eating over there?
She found one of those treats.
Something. Was that a treat?
She stuck it in her fur.
No.
Was like saving it. Uh-oh.
I'm on it. Don't worry.
Okay. Gary's on it. I'm gonna rock the mic while Gary's on patrol.
It was an old, dirty. I actually don't even show it to you. Old, dirty.
Old dirty radish? Is that what you said?
Rubbish.
I heard radish.
So she, Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. There you go. She's got a spot over here where she sits outside all the time, and it's got all these like fancy little pieces of wood, I guess, like landscaping stuff, and they're always just all over her fur. So she tracks them inside everywhere, and She was chewing on one there. So well done, Marge. Very well done. Every day has a theme around here. Today, we go all the way around the world. And our first guest, our first member of this lovely Wednesday party that we have is here right now, right beside us. You heard his voice. He is Mr. Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Simon Hyatt. Whee!
What's up, everybody?
My man.
Great to see you, even though I don't see you. I know you're there.
We always see.
Yeah.
And we always appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puppies, animals, dragging stuff into the house.
Love
yeah.
them. Okay.
All the time. They're always rolling around. They're always scratching themselves and, getting into the dirt. This place, now that we got a decent vacuum cleaner, it's a lot better, but she tracks in a lot of stuff.
So this week, my house, well, actually, over the past week, my house has been seen all the way around the world because I dialed in from my basement last week.
Awesome. We got to meet Wrigley.
Got to meet Wrigley. Chaos, I'm sure, for you. Well managed by you because it was like everybody was calling in for some reason.
I was saying that was probably the best show we've ever done when it comes to people not talking over each other and people understanding how a Zoom sort of works.
Yeah.
So that was very cool to have that happen.
And then on Monday, the upstairs portion of my house was used in a commercial shoot with our good friends Jackie and Damien.
Ah, no way!
For Sarcan.
Yes!
So,
makes me so happy.
My wife and I are crazy busy this time of year. My wife more so than me. We'll get to that later as well. But we're like, okay, they're coming in to film a commercial. We really gotta clean.
Yes.
So we did. We cleaned that house like you wouldn't believe.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And then when commercial time starts happening, it's like, hey, we just got to move your television console and your couch.
Oh, no.
And then it's like,
all the places you were hiding all the stuff.
Yeah, well, we weren't hiding it, but we certainly
that's what I do.
Didn't think to clean under the couch, and that's when you really notice
just called
just
a
how
deep
much.
clean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do deep cleans.
No, it was beyond surface level, but not much beyond surface level.
I picture you as a guy who stays very tidy, so I'm sure it was nothing like you would see if you walked into my ski chalet over here.
I'm glad to cultivate that image, and it could not be farther from the truth. Ask anyone who's ever been my roommate.
I appreciate that, man. The honesty is very nice.
Well,
Most people won't say that. I'm the
here
same
to tell
way.
you the truth.
This is what we do. We don't like to lie.
All I have is a red guitar, 3 chords, and the truth. In the words of Jimi Hendrix.
There it is.
And or Bobby Dylan. And or U2.
Beautiful.
All Along the Watchtower.
Great song.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of my favorite Jimmy
song.
songs. Yeah. Fire also really good. Okay. Let's get to our second guest. Our reason for naming this the All the Way Around Table, coming to us from Melbourne, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, we got coach number 1.
Hey,
or coach,
no,
comma,
it's
2.
Coach, comma 2.
Even better. A coach nonetheless. Hanging out. Where are you, my friend? Talk to me.
Well, I am in Canmore.
What are you doing in Canmore?
My folks have a little condo or whatever you want to call it, fractional ownership thing that they have that they're here weeks out of the year. So we decided to join them this year because baseball was over in time. And we've done a lot of trail walking, not a lot of big hikes. It's a very gloomy day. I was trying to sit inside. We're at a place called Elevation Place, and there's indoor rock climbing. There's a swimming pool, the library. There's 3 separate little fitness centers. And I was hoping to be inside, but there's music playing and it's kind of loud. And then there's a quiet area in the library, which I don't want to be loud talking in there. So then I just scooted my way outside, and then it started pouring rain. So now I'm getting drenched. Just trying to find the right spot out of the wind. So I think I found it here.
Way to persevere.
Yes, powering through.
I'm battling here. I was hoping you'd be able to see. Can I switch my camera around here?
All right.
I don't know if I can. It's a little
There
bit.
you go. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
You see that thing there?
That peak on the mountain?
I believe, they call those mountains, I think. The scientists.
That is Hauling Peak. And my son Jacoby climbed to the top of that with his classmates at the end of the school season. So like June 16th or something like that. So it was pretty cool. I hear these stories, and he actually slipped down the side of it. And I was like, it's not a big deal. You slip down the side of a hill. And then I get here, and I was like, oh, crap, that would have sucked.
Oh, mountain. That always brings me back. Anytime someone does one of those sort of jokes, I always go back to Super Troopers when the guy's meeting the girl in secret and they're going to the bar, and the guy's sitting in the bar waiting for her to show up, and he's dressed like a mountain biker, like a cyclist with all the spandex on and stuff. And then she walks in with all the leathers like a motorbiker. And she walks in and he goes, "Oh, biker. Okay." You know, like she was saying motorbike, he was thinking cyclist. Sort of the same thing. You're like, "Oh, hill." And then you see it like, "Oh, mountain. Okay." You know?
It's the side of a mountain. And like, I think it was one of the lower parts or one of the valleys where the two mountains connect. And so I think if he would have kept sliding, there would have been a positive end. But then after that, there's a big cliff as well. So a little bit scary for him, I think.
Yeah.
But that's what you get for going down a single trail 3x3 with your buddies, having a conversation and then trying to avoid someone. And then all of a sudden you're slipping down the side of a mountain. So pretty funny, actually.
It's a good life lesson too.
Big time. I've been searching for a Melbourne Magic, and they also don't know what the hell I'm talking about in Canmore, Alberta. But I'm drinking a what is this thing called? An espresso cola.
Ooh,
and it's
please,
borderline disgusting. So
no.
But it's good. It's growing on me. So it's a shot of espresso poured over ice with Coke or cola, maybe just a knockoff brand. Cola and then milk. So it's kind of like a paralyzer, but instead of the booze, it's espresso.
Huh. Doesn't sound like the worst idea. I could see how it could be an acquired taste.
It makes it look like you have a big upper decker. What's it?
Yeah, there's the chaw. Yeah. Oh man, no, I haven't seen you make that face since the last time you did a shot. That looked like there was serious alcohol going in there. That was your shooter face.
Anyway, get to the next guest.
Well, is he here? Do we have Coach number one?
He was here before I was.
I'm looking. We don't got him. He's not here.
He is. He's in the library.
I believe you. I understand what you're saying. I'm telling you, he's not on our system.
Points are well articulated.
Yes.
Well, I understand what you're saying.
Should I leave and then he will appear? Is that system works?
Oh, no. Phenom's working third. Don't worry. He's going. He's got it.
He's got some hacking going on in there.
He's working his magic. Okay. He may need a little bit. So he's just he's working out the kinks in there. So we'll keep rolling with you and then we'll check in because I know AJ's only got a couple minutes. He has to leave for about halfway point. Are you okay to stick around with us?
I'm gonna be here. Yeah. If I could take you on a tour if you want, but like I said, I think I'm in the right pocket, so I'm just going to hang out right here.
Yeah, no, that's great. We're going to get into some baseball talk. We're going to have some fun. And we can start, I think. We can start on a little, whoa, there we go. Look at this. Now we're going outside the box.
Whoa.
You're as big as us, bro.
Yeah,
You're breaking down borders.
I didn't think about that. I've been wondering what would happen if I turned my phone sideways.
Here we go. Now we know. Hello, Coach number one.
Hey.
We got you,
boys.
I think I realized real quick that we had, when we set up the four-man, it probably wasn't set back, so poor Phenom had to just do a lot of serious work there on the fly. But it looks and sounds like he nailed it like he always does, so thank you to the Phenom. Perfect timing. I want to get some baseball talk in before you got to roll there, Coach One. The Berries, we talked about all the pressure that comes along with setting records and then having to forget all about it right after. And I sort of feel bad, like I put that out there to the universe, and I'm not proud of it. And still, the team once again showed so much grit to lose the first game of a 3-game series and to be able to come back once and then almost do it again. There's a lot there. Everyone can agree that we're very, very proud of this incredible team. But as far as a successful season goes, you're right there. We're going to start with you, Simon, because you're right beside me, and you're Mr. Baseball. You're the PA announcer. Your thoughts on the season as a whole, because no matter what anyone says, at least in my mind, hell of a season, incredible stuff. You'll always be remembered for breaking the damn record for most wins in a season. There's a lot of good there, and I feel like it's not as big of a loss as a lot of people would probably think on the surface.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a phenomenal season.
Yes.
You set the wins record. Twice within a week, you hit a walk-off grand slam home run. The first time sets that record. The second time punches your ticket to the second round of the playoffs.
Dramatic, yeah.
I mean, this team was so entertaining, so fun. They gave us these great moments all year long. Although, for a lot of the year, they really dominated the competition. There was a lot of games that weren't super close.
That's why people have this feeling like that. I know, you build up that.
But the thing is, when it's like, the middle of the week series against Weyburn, and they have to put their fourth best pitcher out on the mound because you're in the middle of a season-long grind, you're going to maybe beat up on that guy. Yeah. When you go up against, and no disrespect, I'm not picking on Weyburn.
Of course.
No disrespect to them, but, when you get up against Moose Jaw and Regina, and they're, like the Berries fighting for their lives, you can really put your rotation the way you want it to be.
Get your aces out there. Yeah. You make sure everything's lined up in your favor.
Yeah. Last night was tough. It was last night. If anyone didn't see it, that they lost in game three to Regina. And 3-game series are so tough.
That's the problem.
I mean, it's like as for 2 straight series, they dropped the first game at home, went on the road, won game 2, and were able to bring it back home and just couldn't quite finish it. And it was kind of crushing because the big rally for Regina was started by a fly ball that Carter Beck just didn't see. It just it landed, 15 feet away from him, and you could tell he was just doing this. Yeah. And it was kind of twilighty, and the lights might have gotten involved, and that led to a big rally. And kudos to Regina, man. They played a great series, and they're a good team. And I think the championship final between them and Sylvan Lake is going to be amazing. And when you talk about Sylvan Lake, they went through the same thing last year. They were the ones who held the record for wins in a season. Then they got bounced in the second round. Yeah. And now they've got a chance to claim the title. And they've got a phenomenal facility out there in Alberta. Great franchise. Really interesting what they've done there. Yeah. But I think it'll be a good series.
I like that. Coach number 1, your thoughts on the Berries all the way over the other side of the world.
Oh, look, didn't follow the guys. I just see the social media posts. But one, as a franchise, they've just put Saskatoon back on the map for baseball. Yes. So I think that is the massive win because for years, if not decades, people talked about baseball doesn't work in Saskatoon. Everybody goes to the lake. The ballpark's in the wrong spot. Yeah. I think the ownership group, the players, Coach Joe, like you get a guy of that quality to move from Swift Current, come up north. It just says a lot about what the club values and what they're able to make happen. So the future is bright for ball. I think the team itself, I'm watching, I'm going, man, they got 45, 46 wins. They're going to cruise through fine playoffs. And I go, did players have to go off to college? Did they have the top squad? Is that Simon? I don't know if
no, they had everybody. They had not lost anybody yet. Yeah, they had their main.
Okay, well then, I think
like I say, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh. We jinxed ourselves talking about how smooth we were last time.
I'm going home. I'm going to my basement.
Yes. If the Toronto Blue Jays did what the Berries did this year, squeaked by in the first series and then lost out in the second, would we be happy with that?
Oof. That's a very good.
As long as they lose tonight, I'll be happy with it.
We're gonna get into that a little bit,
and tomorrow, ideally.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't know this about Carter Beck, but I'll say I feel gutted for the guy because he's had an absolute ripper of a season.
Yeah,
like he'd have to be one of the stars of the league, and that is probably all forgotten because he will replay that fly ball probably a few times. That'll keep him up a couple times going, what if? But the future's pretty bright for him, so I'm sure he'll get over it pretty quickly.
And he was the guy, don't forget, he was the one that hit the walk-off grand slam at the end of the series against the Moose Jaw. He had tons of highlights this year. And that fly ball, I mean, I feel like anyone who's a baseball fan, who's ever played baseball, hopefully they understand, what it's like when you're just like, yes. I'm looking where the ball is supposed to be and I don't see it. So I'm just going to do this and hopefully I find it. And it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. Especially when you got a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
Coach Kamatu, your thoughts, my friend?
I think Carter will be fortunate enough to get over this relatively quickly because he's going to be in the college season starts in like the training anyway starts now in 2 weeks for him, I believe. So I don't, and maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't think he'll dwell on it that long. It's disappointing for sure. Like you set a record for wins. You're the hottest team going. Like, what did they lost 7? What did they lose 9 times, 7 times in the
Ended
season?
up being no 11. Hang on, math.
There it is. Wait for it.
That's 11 total losses, though, right?
They won
Including
46, and the season is 56. So they must have gone 46 and 10. I think. Yeah, I think it was 46 and 10.
So I mean, yeah. So they lost 14 times during a summer season. It's pretty unbelievable. So it's disappointing for Carter, and it's disappointing for Ethan Menard. I don't like these guys don't come back. Like it's very unique where a guy will come back. Like I don't think we'll see Menard next year. Probably not. You'd probably see a relatively new team. Maybe some of those local kids that got a shot at the end of the year will be infused in the lineup a little bit. But that's probably the hard thing. The recruiting part for Joel to kind of match this year will be tough. But when you set a record like that, you're gonna set yourself up for success for years on end. Like the top of the league, I wouldn't be shocked if it's Okotoks and Sylvan Lake on the West Coast, and then if it's Regina, Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, that's probably going to be a theme for years to come. Now that they've had such a successful season, and they spotlighted the venue well. Like I've criticized it in the past a little bit, but what they've done with the Next Gen, or formerly Cairns Field, is awesome. Like it's a great atmosphere. Could there be upgrades in the future to get to the Sylvan Lake or Okotoks level? For sure there could be, but it's fun to go there, and they've done a great job. So, and
they packed it last night. They sold it out 2,306. I believe was the final count. The standing rooms down the line were just packed. It was such a great atmosphere.
That's like 23,000 more than we get at Licos. Hey there, Coach, coming too.
It's 300 more. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's usually the opposite. The opposition usually has a couple girlfriends in the stands. Maybe
I was always jealous of those guys. Those guys always played so hard. You could tell the guys who had their girlfriends in the stands. They're the ones that run out every ground ball. Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what? The Rhinos are there to hang out and have fun. You know what? The Rhinos, I think, are playing tonight if the weather holds up, which it might not. I hear it's a little bit rainy here and there.
A little bit of something off in the distance, maybe.
Yeah, but it could be the same situation. The Rhinos' backs are against the ropes. You know, didn't set the same record the Berries had, but maybe that's to the Rhinos' advantage. They're going to sneak their way through another round here, hopefully.
Go Rhinos, go. Horns up, like we like to say. Shout out to Ryan Usher. And the rest of the boys, the great Blair Jones. Love us some Rhinos. Still so sad. Every year for the last 3 years, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I get my sweet jacket, and then I just end up in here all the time watching from afar. And I'm like, what am I even doing? As I miss the old balls, baseball that we love to get into when we're around here. Hanging out in the all the way around table, we got Coach coming to, Coach number 1, Mr. Baseball beside me. No Kingslayer today, as he is doing other work. I forgot to ask what he was doing. But he is getting set up for a new debuting show this Friday night. That's all I'm allowed to say, apparently, but it's going to be very scary, and I'm not excited about it. 11 p.m. Ooh, set your dial, or whatever the kids say now, and join that exciting fun. I want to catch Coach number 1 here before he heads out on this Jays-Cubs series. Yesterday, boy, oh boy, Jose Barrios, he was on the mound, hey?
Sure was.
He was. Threw out, 2 hits, and then he got pulled. At that point, when he came out and I saw that, I was like, oh, man, this is bringing me back to when they took out Kikuchi and like playoff stuff. And I was like, what are we doing, guys? And then, to have the game go the way that it did, Toronto shutting it down, Hoffman looking like the old Hoffman, which is the one you want to hear. Coach 1, we'll start with you, and we'll work our way around to Mr. Cubs here. Your thoughts on game 1 of this pretty big series, what some people are saying could be a potential World Series preview.
Yeah, we gotta get $30 down on that bet. I'll let you know when we get that on there.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's just so good to see good baseball. You think about the last series with the Dodgers, and yes, I know, but we're playing a good team, and now we play a good team, and we're not as good. That's not true. We had one game where we got bombed, but to see what they went through in Game 3, where the bases were loaded twice with big hitters up from the Dodgers, and we got it done. And Clement, like these guys that at the beginning of the year we would have gone, these guys, who are these guys? My son Ollie goes, these guys are all minor league players. What are they? What are they doing? And these guys are coming up in the big moment. So it's great to see. And then to come back and play the Cubs and come out like Barrios, he's so up and down. So it was great to see him really come out against a top team. We're quite fortunate to get up. What time's the game start today, Simon?
We're looking at about 40 minutes from now.
All right. So I think the rest of the season it's possible. I think the Jays will finish up at about 6-4 every 10 games. So they're going to win 60%. What is Roman Ryan Mazie doing right now?
It says 5 o'clock first pitch.
Oh,
he's got a 5 on his shirt. Took me a second. Very fashionable.
Yeah. So again, and we got our second baseman back. What's that guy
Andreas Jimenez.
Yes, he's coming back. Manoah had a start. You didn't get through 2 innings at AAA, but again, first time. And then the Beebs, man, he's not far off. He's got to start tonight, I think, in AAA. He'll be with us within a week.
Reinforcements. And George Springer clear as well today, coming back.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, so it's nice not just to see the human being healthy after taking a ball to the dome, but to see a guy that's having another, dare I say, breakout year of sorts after everyone sort of said, all right, you're washed up, and he comes out and he's just those guys coming back. I think you have a great point, Coach One. It's like you're making those late deals mid-August, bringing in all these new fresh guys who are looking to really rake and or toss their way to a nice little playoff run.
Yeah, and one of the things Schneider talked about recently, and I think it was after the Dodgers game, where he was talking about all year it's been different people contributing, and this is the culture we created. There's part of me that goes, is that what you created, or that's just what happened? And therefore, because winning teams are always getting along and going well. There's a little bit of me going, how do you create, especially the way my brain works, how do you create a culture where everybody contributes? Because you can put people in those situations, but they also have to deliver. So it's, I don't know, Coach Comet too looked like he had something to say about that.
I've lost to say. I agree with you, but at the start of the year, they weren't winning. You know what I mean? They were doing what we sort of unfortunately expected them to do. But everyone I talked to, our little Blue Jays chat group and other guys, a guy I work with, Brad, who watches the Jays, we commented how they looked like they were enjoying each other. It's just like, they look like they're having fun, and the clubhouse looks like, for better or for worse, they're in it for each other. And I think there is something to that. I don't love it when guys pat themselves on the back and they're trying to let the world know, especially the Toronto sports media, that this was our plan the whole time. Well, of course, your plan is to be first place in the American League. That's always the plan. But I feel you're right in some respects where it just happened, and there's just as Simon has said, the American League is for the taking right now. There's a bunch of good teams that just aren't really going for it. They're all kind of leapfrogging, and you put them into a bit of a blender, and in 2 weeks, who's going to be in first place in the American League? It could be the team that's in 10th place right now. There's like 10 teams that are in the hunt, that have winning records, that could go on a streak at any time. The Brewers seem to have it figured out. You mentioned how they have 2 10-game win streaks. It's unreal. And that's to the detriment of the Cubs, right? So the Cubs are just chasing a wild card situation now. Sorry, Simon.
You're not the one who's breaking this news to me, Coach Kamatu.
Right. Sorry. But anyway, I'm impressed with the Blue Jays acquisitions even more. Like Louis Garland, sorry. Yeah. More impressive than anyone. He's got shoulders like Blair Jones. He's just has a presence on the mound. You know what I mean? Only he can throw a strike, which is impressive. Like I've seen Blair Jones pitch well once.
Yeah, me too.
In my life, and that was the Old Man Provincials in Moose Jaw, where Dustin Mulligan was like, potentially if we could have won one more game, that could have been the matchup in the semifinal was Mulliken versus Jones. You know what I mean? Former NHL All-Star player, maybe not All-Star, and former MLB, not quite All-Star pitcher in the semifinal. We just couldn't get it done. Maybe that was my fault. But the anyway, Varland's just is a presence. You can tell he takes his fitness and his diet seriously, and he's a presence on the mound. I think that's a huge sleeper pickup for the Jays, especially that they're going to have him for a while. He can throw 100, 101 or whatever. He mixes
Crazy.
97 to 102. It's it's so fun to watch. If Hoffman's not the guy in the next couple of years, I think Varland could be the guy, you know what I mean? Or Sir Anthony. I'm not sure what his contract looks like, but I think those are just great under the radar, pat on the back, and I'm sure we'll hear it in the offseason from Shapiro and Atkins. We did a great job in the offseason, and they did do a great job.
You talk about.
Can I? You just hit on something. Oh. Sorry.
You're
You
good,
jinxed
Coach
us.
One. You
Sorry,
go,
don't
bro.
talk about-
No, we're all good. We jinxed ourselves. It's fine.
Shapiro and Atkins. I would say until about 2 months ago, nobody wanted these guys around. Now I think one of them, their contracts have to be coming up soon.
I think they just re-upped. I think they just signed another 3 years or 4 years. Don't hold me to that, but I believe.
Oh.
believe
Let's
that's the
assume they didn't. Let's just play a game.
Here we go.
I'm curious on Simon's perspective on this. If they weren't signed for another 3 years, if this was a renew year, would they get another contract?
Based on what's happened up to this point in this season?
Well, based on everything.
I would say, can I interject? I was it means nothing. Unfortunately, with these teams that have money, every manager, when you go into some of these situations where you either need to rebuild or you need to sustain success, but they just need a different voice or maybe a different mindset to get you there. But even if you are already winning, you're above 500 and now you're 500, well, they might turn it over anyway. But they seem to give everyone a 3-year, 4-year contract. And they have no problem that if it's not working, just letting the guy go and he can just get paid for 4 years and they'll get someone new. So I don't know if it means anything. You know what I mean? It's still year by year, your job's still on the line, just job security is taken care of. So I think they would 100% would get a contract.
I agree.
Sorry for interrupting.
This year has been a tremendous success for the Toronto Blue Jays. Unless they completely go in the tank, this season's been amazing for them. I after what has happened, especially over the last month plus, if there was any talk, if they weren't under contract, if there was talk about we're getting rid of them, I would not understand where that's coming from. That's just my opinion. I've angered Coach Como, and he's just not even looking at the camera
No,
anymore.
I feel like he's getting told he has to leave.
Oh, okay.
I would.
Ryan's looking for shoes.
Do you do press ups? That's what they call it in Australia, press ups. Do you do push ups, AJ? From your side profile, shoulders look pretty good for. What are you, 40?
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I'm gonna challenge right now to see how many pull-ups I can do. Started 2 weeks ago. I can do 6.5.
They're showing.
That's good. 6.5. Hey, that's good. I like the pull-ups where you go past your waist, the CrossFit. I'm a CrossFit poser. I got CrossFit shoes on right now, and people can definitely tell that I do not have the upper body of a CrossFitter. But are you into the CrossFit style or just the chin ups or
chin ups? Maybe that's just pulling up over the chin.
Are you getting ready for the school fitness test and the flexed arm hang?
That's right.
Oh, is that the one where is it here you hold up to see how long you can, and they would time you to see how long?
Yeah. Great shame felt by many of my fellow big boys. Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all.
I would say I'm watching, so I'm standing, like I said, outside of Elevation Place, and you should probably do a quick reset here, Gary. I'm learning as we go along here. I'm standing outside of Elevation Place, and there's indoor rock climbing. So if you're new to rock climbing, you can do the little rock wall and practice. But the people rock climbers are probably the strongest people in the world by far. You can tell a bodybuilder and a rock climber not so much by their the way their clothes fit. They could wear baggy clothes, they could wear whatever, and you can't quite tell, but you can tell in the hands, like the sheer thickness of fingers. And just like I was looking at one guy, I was just like, I could handle that guy. And then I looked at his hands. I was like, they're like sausages and like just huge mitts. And I'm like, man, that guy's hands are probably so strong. And then I started thinking about best athletes in the world all around. And I've always leaned to hockey players. I think well-rounded athletes, hockey players for sure. But then I was in Australia and I saw some Aussie rule football guys. And I was like, man, those guys are like volleyball players meet rugby players. That's pretty special. And then I'll talk to Cade Huckaluck, who we haven't heard from in a while, or Cade Ashton, as he goes by in BC. Yep. His Saskatchewan name is Cade Huckaluck. His BC name, Cade Ashton. I don't understand. But
I don't understand anything.
Adamant that basketball players are the greatest athletes in the world. Basketball players, right?
What? Can I just jump in?
You've just named every sport.
No, I didn't.
What?
I'll bring it around.
What is in that drink that you're having?
I was just going to say, are you sure there isn't alcohol in there? I think somebody actually gave you a paralyzer.
Cola espresso is really hitting hard. The only takeaway I took from that entire rant was that guys' hands and the size of their hands are pretty much the same as a warning sign as cauliflower ears on dudes. You see the cauliflower ears, you run the other way. You see 100%. Giant hands, you get out of there. You're not throwing down.
I had a group of guys. I was standing outside of Lydia's, I believe, the stairs at Lydia's.
I went down those a few times.
Those one? Yeah, I was standing outside there, and just some very confident fellows got out of a cab, and they jump up, and they all shoulders, scaps or whatever, are pinched back, and their shoulders back. I was like, why are these guys' chests out so much or whatever? And it kind of bumped into me, and I looked at the guy, and then he just looked me up and down, and I looked him up and down, and I just knew, like, MMA scene is getting going in Saskatoon, and I was like, yeah, go wherever you want. Bump into me a couple more times.
Me, sir.
It's going to be okay.
So sorry. Yes, I will not be testing your physical or mental skills in battle.
I don't want my ankle behind my head right now.
Yeah, that stairs at Lydia's. I once had my a buddy throw me from the top, but like wrestling wise, like gimmicked basically. So I was a controlled fall, but he threw me down from the top. And as I rolled down to the bottom of the stairs and I was lying there, I was like, oh, all right, I'm going to get some sympathy for sure, because I just totally hurt myself going down these stairs. And no one even cared. It was such a regular thing of people just falling down the big giant stairs at Lydia's that no one gave two shits if you fell down that thing. I was very surprised that no one even tried to help me up. You know, it was very weird.
And this has been Blue Jays Talk.
Yes, welcome to it. This is a great time for a reset. Coach number one, how much time you got over there?
My ride has arrived.
So you have to go.
I'm off to Gold Coast. Baseball Australia's got a coaches conference. I think this is one of the first ones they've had in a while. So jumping on the plane, heading up. So it's south of Brisbane, just about an hour south of Brisbane, just to give you some context.
Beautiful. Yes, beautiful.
With all the high performance coaches and state coaches from around the country. So absolutely looking forward to that. So I do have to run.
Okay. Give us any shout outs. Anything you want to shout out there? Promote yourself, my friend.
You know what? Okay. Just check out the Teams That Swear podcast. Caught up with the former general manager of team performance with Cricket Australia yesterday.
Nice.
So that would be, I don't know, who runs Team Canada? It would be for
Ernie
hockey,
Witt? I don't know.
Or Ernie Witt. Okay, baseball. Yeah, we'll stay on baseball. So Pat Howard was the equivalent of that. And so he was amazing stories. In his tenure, they had one of the players die on field. So he had to lead that. So that's pretty heavy. He also had at one of the tests, or when they're in South Africa, some of the players got caught cheating, rubbing the ball with sandpaper. So he was the guy who had to sit down one-on-one with these players and tell them what their penalties were. So really amazing guy. So we caught up yesterday. So that's going to be out in probably a month or so. But there's some other good talks on the Teams That Swear podcast. And the other shout out I want to give, Pet Planet on 8th Street. I would love to hear how you got to know that. We don't have to do this now. Maybe we do this next time. But I would love, because they sound like such great people. Maggie's obviously a massive fan. I want to understand at some stage, what's the connection between you and them, Gary? Because they just sound like the place to go. So if anybody's got a pet, obviously they need to go to Pet Planet on 8th Street. But I'd like to hear a little bit more about them at some stage.
We will do that next week because it's a beautiful story. It really is. And that's how I know they are really good people. So we will do that next week. That's a nice little cliffhanger. Coach number 1, thank you so much for giving us some time. Safe travels, my friend. We love you very much. And you take care until next week.
All right. See you, boys.
See you, buddy.
Coach number 1. Here. All right, you guys. The all the way around table minus the all the way around portion continues here on your show, the Wednesday edition. It is time to talk about wings. Bugsy's, Market Mall in Lawson Heights. Head on over. Pick up your Wing Crew passport. All right, 69 different flavors for you to get stamped off. They're all in here, flavors you would normally never try, along with all the ones you love and know. And once you get them all stamped off, you get the shirt right here. I did the 69 at Bugsy's. You join the exclusive club. It's a lot of fun. And as we've been going on this journey, they bring us a game day feast from Bugsy's during the 13th Melon broadcast, a live show that we do during the Rider games around here. This week, 12:30. It's going to be a lot of fun getting started. 1 o'clock kickoff. And they send us a couple to try along with some appetizers. And I'm here to tell you that all of these wings are so incredibly good. And the reason for this is to force you to try these ones. Then you will be like, I never thought a taco could go into a wing, but here it is. I didn't think I could do a cinnamon bun wing, but here they are. They just keep opening your mind and your taste buds over and over and over again. So get in on that. It's a lot of fun. Our friends doing great things over at Bugsy's. You can also order online, Uber Eats, and or skip the dishes through Smitty's. Just order plain wing. In the memo, put the flavor that you want from your passport, and they will come to your door just like we did for my parents' anniversary, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, very nice.
And we had a lot of good wings to go around there.
What anniversary were they celebrating, if I can ask?
I don't think anyone asked. I think it was like 54, something like that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Breaking down all the barriers, really powering through, showing everybody what true love looks like.
That's
when
fantastic.
It's not getting divorced, it's just yelling at each other more as you grow older. That's the secret. That's what I've learned. So lots to go on there.
Gary. I want to interject. What's beautiful about that is as you get older, your hearing starts to go more and more. So you're not hearing what each other are yelling at anyway. So
that's it. It works in your favor at that point.
100%.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Unless you get frustrated by not being able to hear. Then you get more angry and there's more yelling.
More like a pick and choose your type of adventure there. So again, check out our friends with Bugsy's doing great, awesome things. Love the 69 Wing Crew. Tuesdays and Thursdays are wing nights, so it's over half off for the wings, and you will really, really enjoy it and get a lot more stamps on your passport on those days at both locations, Markham Mall and at Lawson Heights. We had the Elmwood barbecue yesterday, which was a lot of fun. We got some burgers and some hot dogs, and did a lot of helping and donating towards our friends with Elmwood. Always love to see Jan and the gang over there. A lot of fun. Today, the Touch of Positivity pop-up massage day going on is just finishing up now. So thank you to our friend Kendall and the team over there for helping our older dogs be able to have a better quality of life, which is what it's all about. And especially if you have a dog with only 3 legs and their hips and everything goes wonked. She comes in, makes sure everything's good, and then she tells you trouble spots, and then you work forward. It's a really cool thing they're doing there. So those are called live reads. If you got a business, you got an organization, you got a charity, you got something that needs to be heard about, we are here for you. It's always a lot of fun. And I got one more we're going to get to right away here. Because Coach Kamatu, you're going to love this. And it's real easy. Just reach out to us. Send us an email to contact@dufferinave.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. Beautiful.
You guys were like doing some 3-part harmony.
We were trying to, with a delay, a little delay and mix in the middle.
Almost doing it in rounds.
That's it. Row, row, row your boat. Email us over here. All right, we're going to send that one over to Maze's face.
Here,
there it is. Look out. We got an updated website. Thanks to our friend Royal Anders. Dufferinave.com is where you find us. Just like the email, minus the contact and the @ Brooklyn Spin to send that out that way. We also got the Twitch stream. The Hansel of Twitch streams, it's heating up. Twitch.tv/Dufferin Ave Media. That's where you find us over there. Uncle Brando and the Phenom running that bad boy. Mondays, we have a Gaming with Brooksy and Phenom now. Tuesdays, Brando and Gary get good at games. Friday nights, Brando and Gary get good at games with guests. That's with Phenom. We got Shining Force on the Tuesdays. We started Mario Galaxy on the Monday. And Chrono Trigger going down. Galaxy. Very fun. I've never played it. I'm watching Phenom. It's his favorite game of all time.
So good.
And Chrono Trigger Friday nights with Phenom as well. He's doing his first ever playthrough. So a lot of RPG stuff going on. A lot of fun over on the Twitch stream. Don't mind me here, Simon. I'm just going to grab that.
Careful.
Beautiful. One more live read for you. It's not even a live read. Just promoting, again, good people doing great things. Our friends over at Super Skills Hockey Development, Martinsville Rec Center, doing really cool things. They have Swaggy P coming in this Saturday. Swaggy P coming in. And if you don't know who it is, have you heard of Swaggy P?
It's one of those, when you said it, something in my brain went, yeah, I've heard of that. But
Yeah,
I
dude.
don't, that's all the information I
He's
have.
like a world-renowned stick handler, breakaway
Breaking
specialist. Yes, he was at the All-Star game.
Oh, cool.
He does all this cool stuff. Huge social media presence. He's coming in. He's doing a live sort of, I guess, demo going on the ice there with our friends over at Super Skills Hockey. You can head to the website, superskillshockey.ca, for all the awesome stuff that they're doing. But Swaggy P's coming at 4:30 this Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. He's going to do the shootout stuff. He's going to do the stick handling stuff. They're going to allow goalies to try to stop him with all of his sick dangles. You can just Google his name. You'll see all the crazy stuff that he does. But this is like a huge, huge superstar of this sort of new world that we live in, like a social media, but he's also transcending like all-star games and doing all this stuff. And he's coming in to hang out with our friends over at Super Skills Hockey. And then I believe 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, they're doing the on-ice stuff, and then 6 to 8, they're going to be upstairs in the studio doing a bunch more filming and stuff. So if you want to make it onto Swaggy P's social media posts, you'll be able to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Superskillshockey.ca. Be sure to check it out, as Swaggy P will be in the house this Saturday. Very excited to see what's going to go down with that. But this guy, any thoughts on Swaggy P, Coach, coming to?
I was excited. Endo texted me and Dendo.
Yeah.
And I was flattered by being included in that text group. Very, what is that word? It's not elusive. Very, what is
Exclusive.
that word?
Exclusive.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's an exclusive group. Thank you. Yeah, my kids will be there. I signed them up
Very cool.
from the toilet in our condo
Of course.
when I saw that it was happening. And I was just like, my phone buzzed and I reached over. And so I signed them up. Ready. They don't even know they're doing it. I hope they're excited for it. I don't know, and I might be confused with the guy, but like, I don't know how it wasn't me guy's going to be on the ice or whatever, how that's going to translate. But
I got a schedule of the day here. I can tell you. I can update you right now. So it's, I believe, at 4:30 it gets started. So this Saturday, 4:30, you want to be there around 4. Trick shots and skill drills, so you can work with them on the ice, as well as skill development. And then the goalie challenge will be after that, where if you're a local goalie, you want to see if you can stop Swaggy P with his, triple deke, toss it up, grab it, send it this way, that way. You can do that as well. And then they roll into the studio from 6 to 8 p.m. after that on-ice session, where he will be doing his thing, as in filming all of his content for his social medias, and you can be a part of that as well. And I got some costs and value. If you want to go on ice, it's $70 for that one. $10 for spectators, $30 for in-studio with Swaggy P. And you can head, again, to superskillshockey.ca or send an email to beelite@superskillshockey.ca, and they'll get you all the info you need to join Mazers, kids, and a lot more out at the Martinsville Rec Center this Saturday, kicking off at 4:30.
yeah, it's going to be incredible. I'm excited for it. I was trying to do a Shaggy joke there. You missed it, and then you just ended up repeating the times. Probably very professional of you. I'm sorry about that.
It wasn't me.
My arm's getting tired.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't. I was going for that.
Well, I actually used it properly there, clearly, because you saw it or heard it. You felt it.
Yeah, that's incredible. I also want to shout out, just we're going to rewind a little bit here for anniversaries. It was Alan Fay's 50th anniversary.
Here. Alan Fay Macy, Mom and Dad.
We went out to a local historical restaurant called the Granary.
Love it.
And it was very nice. But you know what? I got to go get those wings in me. I have to go to Bugsy's. I'm overdue.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's funny you say that, because my parents had the anniversary. Your parents had the anniversary. Our good friend KD, the great Kurt Dahl, his mom and dad, Marv and Brenda, two of our favorite people ever, they had their anniversary just this past weekend. And
it was my 8th anniversary yesterday.
Happy anniversary.
We forgot about it until a card arrived from my wife's parents.
No.
Like, oh, right.
I love how you say we, because if it was you'd hear about it. Okay, so you got lucky there.
Yeah.
You lucked out.
I think I think August is just in general a very
It's
popular
kind of
month.
Wedding
wedding
month, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. It's not as impressive as I thought it was. I take it back. Congratulations to everybody on their anniversaries. That's pretty sweet.
Thanks.
Hanging out on the Wednesday edition of your show. It's the All the Way Around table. We got a couple minutes to go. I want to double back to the Blue Jays again. There, Coach Kama, too. You're talking about the new additions. Varland, that his name? Louis Varland?
Louis Varland, yeah, from the Twins.
The guy, like you said, I didn't know you had a guy on this roster that could hit triple digits, and to see him do it, and with the pizzazz that he's doing it, and then to switch it up, first thing I thought of was, okay, there's your Terminator, there's your Tom Hankey, you know, and I feel like it's really nice to have, too, if Hoffman starts to slip up again like he's been sort of known to do over the season. Not very often, but when it happens pretty big. And to have another option there, and at the very least, a good setup guy like that, amazing. So I just wanted to put an exclamation point on that. I'm really impressed with what I've seen with that guy. Another guy I'm impressed with, Ty France.
Yep.
Ty France stepping in at that DH spot, filling in where George Springer, well, he's recovering from his injury, to see him come in here, and he's been looking like a pretty good addition. I want to get your guys' thoughts on Ty France.
Really solid role player, I think. I think he'll once Springer comes back, and this is the kind of guy you want. That he can play multiple positions.
Yes.
Very versatile and good solid bench piece. And I'm totally envious of you guys cheering for a team that did good things at the trade deadline.
Like the announcer said yesterday, I think it was Bucka said it, was he's built like a ball player. Like, he's a big boy. Like, he's got them big arms that Coach Kamatu loves to see. So I assume you love this guy.
You know what I've liked about it's funny because if you play Yahoo Sports, I love the start of the season when you look at a player and he's qualified in 7 of the 9 positions on the ball diamond. You know what I mean?
Versatile,
Like,
yeah.
I think there's a year Ty France played first, second, third, short for a very short, very, very short time, but he filled in there, and then he played all 3 outfield positions. Yeah, he's nothing special. He's nothing you're going to get excited about, but he'll do a good job, and he's average or just below average or average. Or
Not
just
very
above.
glowing. This is not a very glowing review that I expect you to put out.
No, it's important though. Like same thing. Andres Jimenez comes in and it's like, oh, who's this? Well, he's the best second baseman in the league, and it's like, yeah, but does he hit? It's like, from time to time, like every baseball gets streaky, and there's a reason why they play at this level, and it's not just defense. Ty France, my arm's having trouble here.
You can just put it down, set it up.
Not a rock climber. Ty France, I'm impressed. I'm just impressed that the Jays have found the secret sauce where they have 3 guys that are they have 4 guys that are 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" range, 190 pounds. And then they got Ty France. What is he, 5'10", 217.
Perfect baseball bodies, you said. They figured it out, cracked the code.
Heinenen's like the same thing. They're just solid dudes that are athletic, and they play decent defense, and they can get on base, and you get to the bottom of the order and they can turn it over. You know what I mean? So will they do it every time? No, but they don't need to. They just have to be better than average or average, and then get to the stars. You might lose me here.
Okay, well,
Apparently it takes a lot of battery power to be remote outside with no Wi-Fi on.
My phone actually told me like a check engine light. It said, battery needs service. And I said, well, you took 9 years to tell me that? Apparently it's saying I need to do the same thing. Okay, before I go, I'm just looking at this Toronto Blue Jays roster as hopefully, fingers crossed, they get set to make a big-time playoff run. What is the best order that you could put out there of 9 guys for this team? Because as guys start to come back now, you have to start sort of figuring out who's your everyday here, who's your everyday here. And it still blows my mind that Lucas is hitting leadoff. And so I just want to get an idea of where you guys sort of put each guy in there, because we know you're going to have Vladdy and Bo back-to-back somewhere and be a 2-3 or 3-4. Any thoughts on the perfect lineup going into the playoffs? And we'll start with you, Coach Kamatu, because you might drop out on us.
No, I'll be fine. I think 20% lasts at least. How long do we have?
About 5 minutes.
It should be fine.
Okay. Give me your best lineup heading into the playoffs. And
Well, it depends. It's
Barshow,
like
I also want to say Dalton Barshow. Holy crap, I love Dalton Barshow. Now, this is the guy everyone dreamed about getting 2 years ago or whenever he came over. Go ahead.
100%. I've been a Barstow fan again, thanks to fantasy sports. You play it, and it's like you got a guy that's not talked about playing for the Diamondbacks. He's a catcher turned center fielder. It's like, what does that even mean? How does that work? And then you look at him, and he's 5'3" and he's 800 pounds. He's just like, how does this work? And then he's kind of fast too. And then he'll go on a streak where he'll hit 8 bombs in a week, and then go cold will strike out a whole bunch as well. But I was excited to get him because of defense. They were preaching defense, and you had to give up quality to get quality.
Oh, did
and
they
immediately it worked for the Diamondbacks. But in the long haul, I was just like, if you look back, I would argue that it's worked out really well for the Jays. I think it was an even trade, and I've said that all along. But it's hard when you don't get an immediate return
impact,
or an impact. I'm kind of avoiding the question because I don't know are they getting
these are this is the question.
Santander coming back? Have you heard any? I saw him on the bench. I saw him excited. I don't know if he's going to be back. If he is,
sorry, I missed the name.
Anthony Santander.
Yeah, I saw him on the bench last night as well. I think he is coming back. I think it's still a little bit nebulous when that's actually happening.
Yeah, so that would be a question mark going in. Okay, so there's
Lucas has been solid against right-handed pitching. Does he stay there? Has he been amazing? He's been solid. So it's just like someone else could slide it in there. I think you're right where it'll be. I think Bo will, in the best situation, is batting behind Vlad. I would argue that maybe Barger could even fill in at the top, but I don't know.
Where was Springer hitting when he was healthy?
I think he was 5, wasn't he?
Was he? Okay.
Or when he was hot, they moved him around too. I think he was hitting like 2 for a bit as well.
Yeah,
he has some moving.
Because he's a guy who could lead off too.
He did for a long time.
I think if Santander can get back and he can get hot, maybe you keep Lucas there. Maybe Bichette goes into the 2-hole, even though he's better at 4.
Mr. RBI,
You got Vladdy 3. Then you have Barger 4. You got Santander 5 if he's healthy. That would be ideal. Then you can go over and have maybe Varsho batting a little bit higher in the lineup than you'd want. Then you'd have Kirk, and then you have whoever's playing third base if Barger's there. Yeah, who's DHing? This is tough. I need a pen and paper.
And this is where we found. So basically, it's easier if we look at who's locked in. You got Kirky catching, all right? You got Vladdy at first. You got Jimenez at second. You got Bo at short. Who do you put at third, Barger or Big Earn? Because Big Earn is flexing right now.
I think if a guy's hot, you put him in the lineup, but that's right now. But yeah, playoffs aren't now. We got a little bit.
That's true.
Little ways to go. So I think Clement would end up being filler. Barger probably plays third base.
I think Barger's the better player.
Yeah. I think you're right too. And then when you look at the outfield, we can just do all this together because we're running out of time here. But then you look at the outfield, obviously you want Varsho, right? Yeah. Varsho's your center. And then if Santander comes back, you got him in right. And then who goes in left?
And then you got Springer. Where's Springer go? So
then who's DHing? That's the thing, right?
And Springer's, if he's not battling concussion issues, is a better right fielder than Santander, who likes to play. Yeah. But he can also play first. He can play right field. He can play left field. But I think when you're coming back from injury, that would be the perfect guy to just have as a permanent DH for the rest of the year and say you can get your field time next year. Right now, we're looking to win.
Yeah. So we sort of answered the question and got to the point I wanted to get to was you have a wealth of talent right now with this team. You have these guys called minor league players, like Coach Number One's son said. What are all these minor league guys doing here? Well, they're all raking. They're all playing incredible baseball. You got guys coming back from injury who have been proven to be able to contribute to a team. Who are the odd men out with all this? Because when I'm looking there, I'm looking at 10 or 11 starters right now, in my eyes, at least for that lineup. And we're not even touching on the pitching rotation right now or the bullpen. So I feel like there's a wealth of awesomeness sitting in that Toronto roster right now, in that locker room.
It's a really good team, and I just hope they aren't too demoralized by what happens to them over the next 2 days.
The perfect time to hit Frankie's fingers right there. Your thoughts, my friend, on this series so far as the other side of this Blue Jays loving little show that we do?
Well, game 1 wasn't a lot of fun.
But they were one swing away from taking the lead there.
Yeah,
Like, make no
absolutely.
mistake.
In all seriousness, I mean, I just love seeing the atmosphere at Rogers Center right
it's
now.
wild.
It's so amazing, especially during that Yankees series when they had the drone and you're seeing it
Everything
full.
going.
And, like, I was originally, my plan was to be at
gonna be
this
there,
series.
yeah.
And it's like, schedule it. I'm going to wait and see how things develop, because I knew I had berries and rattlers and other things going on. And, like, I looked a few weeks ago and it's like, oh, there just aren't really tickets available for this anymore, which is phenomenal.
up,
It's
yeah.
great to see. Toronto's, although I joke, with the Cubs, Toronto's my second favorite team. So happy for their success. They're a really good team. This has been a wildly successful season, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do here down the stretch.
Me too. And I will say next week, not only will we talk more about Pet Plant on 8th Street, but we will talk about this Blue Jays pitching roster because Mason Fluharty, dude, whoo! You talked about earlier, striking out while the bases are full, both Otani and Betts, like that. Well, I guess it wasn't striking on Betts, but to get those two huge outs to do what they did, incredible. So these kids stepping up. It's so exciting to watch. I love it, love it, love it. Coach Kamatu, thank you so much for joining us from your little vacation here. Any parting words for us?
No, I'm excited, and I hope that the Cubs do great as well, even though Simon tries to be funny with it. I hope they do well. I don't think it's their week, unfortunately, and that's just, I think
Hasn't been their month, that's for sure.
Yeah, so that's the problem. I
Don't
think
know why
they
anything
might
would change.
Who's on the bump today for them?
We got Cade Horton, our fireballing youngster who just set the Cubs all-time record for consecutive scoreless innings by a rookie, broke Kerry Wood's record. Feel good about him tonight.
And who do you got tomorrow?
Might be Colin Ray.
Yeah, like who are these guys? So it's like they're kind of in the same situation, right? Which is a beautiful thing. It's fun. Like
Guys
the
stepping up.
Jays, all these kids, they're 25, 26, 27. They're not really kids anymore. They were minor leaguers, but eventually they got to turn the page and give these guys a shot. And it's proven to work for both those franchises.
We got to go. I got to cut you off. Remember, karma's very real. Keep doing those good things and they'll happen to you. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Matthew Boyd.